Hi, this is Jesslyn, and this video is about division of decimals. So let's go ahead and try it. Let's do 1.8 times 4. It's going to have the exact same steps as when multiplying by whole numbers. The only thing different is we have to just bring up the decimal. So you bring the decimal straight up. It's in between the 1 and the 8, so it stays between the 1 and the 8. And then you do those steps that I taught you in the division of whole numbers. You do divide, multiply, subtract, and then bring down. Okay? So divide, multiply, and bring down. So we say, can 4 go into 1? No. But can 4 go into 18? Okay, just ignore that decimal right now. Remember, once you bring it up, that's fine. You can pretend like it transported to there. Okay, so 4 goes into 18. It goes in, knowing your multiplication, 4 times 4 is 16. So we're going to do that. It goes into 18, and then multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. So we're going to subtract 16. 18 minus 16 is 2. Well, we have a remainder, and so we want to continue on going. And so when we have a remainder and we want to continue on going, the only thing we can do is bring down a 0. Okay? That's the only thing you can do is bring down a 0. Well, now 4 goes into 20. How many times? 4 times 5 is 20. So we'll do that. 5 times 4 on the second step, multiply. The third step, subtract that. And then the fourth step, bring down. No other number to bring down, and we have a remainder of 0, so we can stop, okay? There are some numbers that keep going, so make sure you ask your teacher where to round to. There's some numbers that never end. So sometimes you might not stop when there's a remainder of 0, but for right now, we're gonna stop when there's a remainder of 0, and we're gonna keep going until we have that remainder of 0. So 1.8 divided by 4 is 0.45. 1.8 divided by 4 is 0.45. Let's do another one. Okay, 5.75 divided by 5. So the very first thing you want to do is bring up that decimal. So we're going to bring up that decimal right there. And then we just divide like normal. 5 goes into 5. How many times? Once. 1 times 5 is 5. The third step, subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. The fourth step, bring down. We can bring down that 7. Let's start all over. 5 goes into 7. How many times without going over? Once. 1 times 5 is 5. 5 minus 7 is 2. The last step, bring down. Bring down that 5. 5 goes into 25. Well, we know 5 times 5 is 25. So we put a 5 there. Then we multiply, we follow all these steps. 5 times 5 multiply is 25. The third step is subtract. 25 minus 25 is 0. 0. And then bring down. There's nothing else to bring down. We have a remainder of 0, so we can stop. Okay? Then nothing else to bring down. We have a remainder of 0, so we can stop. So 5.75 divided by 5 is 1.15, or 1 1500ths. And that is how you divide decimals. Now, there is one other thing. What if there is a decimal? And let me pull this up. What if there's a decimal within the divisor, what we're dividing by? Like this, 0.2 divided by, or 12.64 divided by 0.2. If this is true, if there's a decimal here, we are unable to do that. We need to move the decimal. So to move this decimal, we're going to multiply it by the powers of 10. Every time we move the decimal to the right, it's like multiplying by 10. Okay? We just need to move it to the right once. But whatever we do here, we have to do here so it doesn't change the value ratio of them, okay? So we move this to the right once, so we have to move this to the right once, and now this is where the decimal is, and that's where you bring it up, okay? So you have to do that, and so now this is not 0.2, this is 2. And this is not 12.64, it's 126.4. And now we can divide normally. 2 goes into 1, can't do it. 2 goes into 12, 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. We're on our third step here, subtract. 4 steps says bring down the 6. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6, subtract. Last step, bring down 4. 2 goes into 4. 2 times, our second step, multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. Third step, subtract. Fourth step, bring down. Nothing to bring down. Our remainder is 0, so we can stop there. So we have 63, that's a crazy 3. 63.2 is our answer. 63.2 is our answer. 63 and 2/10. So let's try one more. 1.5 divided by 25.5, and actually 25.5 divided by 1.5. Sorry, I said it wrong. So here we have a decimal here. We cannot do that. So we need to move it to the right once, okay? So if we move it to the right once here, you have to move it to the right once here. And now we can do it. So it moved to here. And then we can bring it up and place it there if we need it, okay? 15 goes into 25 one time, and we divide like normal. And then 15 goes into 105. Let's say 15 times 8. No. 15 times 7. Yeah. 15 times 7 is 105, and nothing else to bring down. 0 is our remainder, so we can stop there. So we don't actually need this decimal because it's at the end and there's no numbers beside after it, so our answer is just 17. Okay, now let's say we had, I'm not going to divide this out, but let's say, just so you know, let's say we had 1.36 divided by 4.235. I'm not going to divide it out because I don't know if it's even. But if you look here, remember we can't have numbers behind the decimal here. So here we need to move it not only once, but we need to move it twice, okay? So here we would move it twice too. So the new one would be 136 divided by, the new decimal goes there, 423.5. And then you would divide it, okay? Thank you for watching. Bye.